Hey, this is Rama from Creations Landscape Designs. So in this video, I wanted to share with you 7 California native plants that you can plant if you live in a beachy climate or if you live by the beach or close to it there enough. But before I do that, I make videos about drought tolerant plants, California native plants, sustainability, and anything and everything in between with sometimes a little bit of art mixed in. And if you'd like to get more of the content in your feed, then hit the red subscribe button. All right, let's do this. The first plant is Ceanothus Yankee Point. This particular plant gets 2 to 3 feet tall by about 3 to 4 feet wide, takes full sun to partial shade, has blue kind of denim colored flowers in the spring, and this kind of forms into a really nice mound. Now, one thing you can also do with this plant is put it into a pot and make it seem almost as if it's spilling out of the pot. The second plant is heuchera, or as some might call it, heuchera, or coral bells. These plants get 2 feet tall and wide, take mostly shade, have either pink or white flowers in the winter and spring. This particular one has large leaves, while there are other heucheras that have smaller leaves. And what's really cool about the heucheras is that you can also plant them underneath oak trees and they will do fabulously. And they're a perfect addition to any garden. The third plant is Iris Douglasiana, or otherwise known as Douglas iris. These plants get 2 feet tall and wide, take full sun to full shade, have many varying flower colors in the winter and spring. And what's nice about these is you could literally plant them in any type of garden and they will do fabulously. And their flower colors are a mixture of, for example, purple, you have yellow, you have white, you can even have burgundy. You have endless array of options to choose from for your garden. And number 4, Lamus Canyon Prince, or Canyon Prince Wild Rye. Now, this one gets about 3 to 5 feet tall and wide, give or take. It does take full sun. It doesn't, as far as I'm aware, have much of a flower to speak of. But what is really cool about this, it's an ornamental grass and the leaves are kind of a gray-green color and it just looks so cool. And you can plant these in decomposed granite and they will do just fabulously. Or you can plant these around some rocks. All right, number 5, Monardea viosa, coyote mint. This particular plant gets 2 to 3 feet tall and wide, full sun to part shade, purple flowers in the summer. Now, this smells like mint. However, unlike the traditional mint, this is not invasive, and the Native Americans, from what I understand, used to make tea from the leaves, which you can do. I don't think, however, that you can cook with the leaves in the culinary sense, but I'm sure you could boil it to make some sweet minty tea. Number 6, Rhamnus californica coffeeberry. Gets 6 feet tall and wide, prefers full sun to full shade, creamy white colored flowers in the spring and summer. Now, this would be a really great plant if you were looking to plant a hedge, kind of similar to the non-native Raphiolepis and the Pittosporums. This would be a far better drought-tolerant native alternative to consider. And what's really cool about this is that it's pretty to look at and it fills in really nicely in the areas where you might want to block some neighbors maybe. Last but not least, number 7, Salvia spathacea, hummingbird sage. Gets about 2 to 3 feet tall and wide, prefers mostly shade, but I have planted this in San Clemente somewhat close to the ocean in an area that gets more sun, and it's doing fabulously. Fuchsia colored flowers in the winter, spring, and summer. What's interesting about this is the underside of the leaf is actually tacky and sticky, which is really interesting and somewhat bizarre. But as you can see, this will also grow in and around rocks and just do really well in most gardens.